Historically, social neuroscience has treated the human brain as a solitary processor. Researchers placed individual subjects into isolated fMRI machines, presented them with social cues on a screen, and mapped their localized neural responses. But human social behaviors, like cooperation and competition, do not occur in a vacuum. They are dynamic exchanges that require constant mutual adaptation between two independent agents. To capture this, the field has moved towards second-person neuroscience. Instead of looking at one brain interpreting a stimulus, researchers examine how multiple nervous systems interact and co-regulate in real time, bridging the gap between isolated minds. This requires a specific technological setup known as EEG hyperscanning, which allows for the continuous, simultaneous recording of electrical brain activity from two people engaged in a shared task. By comparing these dual data streams, researchers identified a phenomenon called Inter-Brain Phase Synchronization, or IBPS. During a social interaction, the electrical oscillations of two separate brains can temporarily couple, creating a single synchronized neural network. The discovery of this synchronization presented an immediate problem of interpretation. Does this coupled brain state prove that two people share a complex psychological intention, or is it a byproduct of something purely mechanical? Isolating the specific cognitive components of social interaction requires defining exactly what these shared frequencies represent. Early hyperscanning experiments consistently detected interbrain coupling in the low-frequency theta and alpha bands between 3 and 12 Hz whenever pairs of subjects completed a joint task. Because these tasks involved working together, the prevailing assumption in the literature was that this low-frequency coupling served as the distinct neural signature of pro-social cooperative behavior. The methodology in these early studies contained a significant confounding variable. The tasks always required the subjects to execute synchronized physical movements. If two people are instructed to press a button at the exact same moment, their motor cortices are processing identical physical actions simultaneously. The resulting brain synchronization might have nothing to do with their social relationship. This creates a strict boundary on what the data can tell us. We cannot know if the EEG is recording the high-level intent to cooperate or the low-level mechanical act of moving together. To resolve this ambiguity, a 2020 study by Barraza and colleagues designed an experimental methodology specifically engineered to isolate the electrophysiological marker of physical action from the marker of shared intent. By holding the physical variables constant, they created a behavioral baseline to determine if two minds align on a purely psychological level. The researchers placed 40 dyads side by side, watching a single monitor. A gray cue ring appeared, followed by a green target requiring a button press. Cooperatively, subjects had to press within a shared, precise time window. Competitively, they raced to press first, penalizing the loser. The visual stimuli, the physical environment, and the bodily mechanics of pressing the button were identical in both scenarios. Only the internal intent changed. Behaviorally, the dyads logged an average reaction time of 319 milliseconds during cooperation. When competing, their average reaction time dropped to 272 milliseconds, a predictable result of abandoning inhibitory control to maximize speed. But the crucial metric was the delta RT, which measures the difference in response time between Subject 1 and Subject 2 on any given trial. The data showed that the delta RT during cooperation was 33.2 milliseconds, while during competition it was 26.2 milliseconds. Statistically, this difference is negligible. The closeness of their physical motor responses remained equivalent across both the cooperative and competitive tasks. Because the physical variables were effectively neutralized, any variation in their interbrain coupling would isolate the neural signature of their psychological intent. To quantify interbrain coupling, researchers calculate the phase locking value, or PLV. This tracks the inter-trial variance of phase difference between two subjects. A value of 0 means phase differences are entirely random. A value of 1 indicates perfect, constant synchronization. The algorithm analyzes the EEG signals by applying a 256 millisecond sliding window, moving incrementally across the data to measure how stably the two brainwaves lock together over time. To ensure any observed synchronization was legitimate and not a statistical artifact, the researchers generated a surrogate dataset by computationally shuffling the EEG recordings into 780 random dyads who had never interacted. This provided a baseline of random phase coincidence. These time-frequency heat maps compare the actual interaction to the random baseline, revealing a massive spike of interbrain coupling in the low-frequency theta band immediately surrounding the button press. Crucially, this theta synchronization occurred in both conditions and was slightly stronger during active competition. This scatterplot charts the theta coupling strength against the dyad's average reaction times. The data shows a significant negative correlation. Stronger theta synchronization mapped directly to shorter reaction times. This mathematical relationship connects the low-frequency brainwaves directly to physical performance. When the subjects executed the motor task faster, their brains exhibited tighter phase locking. The early hyperscanning assumptions were incorrect. Low-frequency theta coupling does not signify a pro-social mental state. It serves as a shared baseline metronome, regulating the executive control and motor coordination required to execute physical actions simultaneously. With the mechanical variable isolated to the theta range, the researchers shifted their focus up the frequency spectrum, specifically scanning the high-frequency gamma band, oscillating between 38 and 42 Hz. Looking back at the time-frequency map, a distinct pattern emerged in the gamma range. A transient brain-to-brain network oscillating in this frequency formed strictly during the cooperative trials. The competition map showed zero significant activity in this bandwidth. This gamma network vanished completely the moment the subjects changed their intent to defeat one another. It also vanished during control trials, where one subject pressed the button while the other passively watched. Topographically, this gamma band synchronization formed a dense web of connectivity, linking the left frontotemporal regions across the two distinct brains. To verify its function, the researchers applied the same bivariate correlation used on the theta band, testing if gamma synchronization impacted physical response times. The correlation was zero. Because the gamma coupling remained completely decoupled from the subject's motor output, it operates independently of the mechanical execution of the task. By surviving the experiment's rigorous behavioral controls and demonstrating independence from physical movement, gamma coupling emerged in the study as a distinct electrophysiological marker for the cognitive act of cooperating. This data presents a cohesive model of human social interaction, where neural coupling is multiplexed across different frequencies simultaneously. At the lower end of the spectrum, theta frequencies handle the mechanics. They regulate the shared cognitive control and executive motor functions required for two independent bodies to move at the same time. At the higher end, gamma frequencies handle the psychology. They drive the mentalization and predictive coding required for two minds to mesh their internal states and co-create a joint commitment. The recurrent action of sharing a psychological state reduces the randomness of gamma phases between two individuals, effectively locking their brainwaves into an identical high-frequency rhythm. By isolating these specific frequencies, neuroscience can trace the mathematical boundary between two people moving together and two people thinking together. The study suggests that cooperation is a measurable, high-frequency biological alignment of human intent, layered over the physical synchronization of our actions.